Few months into the relationship, her words, not mine, I don't think they were in a relationship. I can only think of the last belly dancer that we had on here, that her man seemed like he really didn't like her like that. And it really feels like history is repeating itself. But we'll wait until we meet him. I'm back. I'm Alekin. I'm your favorite online friend, but right now you do not care about that. We are here to talk about mess. So let's.
Hey, real quick, literally like 99% of y'all are not subscribed to my channel. So if you could please do that for your girl, that'd be a huge help. Like literally. Thank you.
Obviously, we're starting off with Vanja Bozo. This is just a hot ass mess. Oh my god. So on the previous episode, they annoyed me by dragging out their initial meeting. I hate when it takes 3 episodes for them to meet each other. Hurry up, wrap it up, rapido. What are we doing? So anyway, we learned that Bozo has no job and hadn't told Vanja this information. Also that he hadn't told his mom and aunt about Vanja, though they pray daily for him to get the hell out of their house. It seems like he likes to withhold information. Look out for that, my girl. Also, the fact that he broke up with Vanja for his long-lost ex, basically for him, the one that got away. If that same girl called Bozo tomorrow, he would be done with Vanja in a heartbeat. Did you see how pained he looked whenever he spoke about her?
I was trying to get back with my ex-girlfriend. It didn't happen, but it's for the best.
Exactly. Anyway, Vanja's now in Germany. She missed her connecting flight by 10 minutes, and she still hasn't heard from Bozo. She tries calling him again. He finally picks up the phone.
Hi. There you I'm not there.
She's super relieved, and now she feels like she can just focus on meeting him and blah, blah.
All this time that I invested in him, all of my emotions. I am really hoping to get a ring at the end of this trip.
You want a ring at the end of this trip? You don't know that man? It would be one thing if maybe, potentially, perhaps, y'all had been talking for years like Rayne Chidi had, and then you said you wanted a ring. But Miss Mamas, you haven't even been talking to this man online for a year. And let's not forget, he suddenly cut off your relationship for someone else. Why the heck? You can't want a ring that badly. You can't. You can. Looking around at these different women who deal with BS day in and day out, knowing that they're dealing with BS and they still stay with their man, thinking about, I'm thinking about Rashida and Jazzy and Cam Newton, but let me not go there. Let's also revisit this after he says he's unemployed, because it seems like she'll deal with a lot, but the money part, I'm not sure. It seems like she'll deal with a lot from a man, but I don't know about him not making money. We'll see. Bozo says talking to his mom about Vanja coming made him feel a lot more anxious about the meeting. He was nervous about hiding the fact that he was unemployed and worried that Vanja would be disappointed, and that became a big weight on his shoulders. But then he had a moment of clarity and remembered that Vanja is special to him and that he sees a future with them together. So now he's excited to see her. Do you see a bright future for y'all? Are you sure? Let's get to later in the episode. But are you sure? Cause hold on. Bozo's mom and aunt are very excited after hearing about Vanja. They think that this may mean the start of a relationship for him, and his mom thinks that he thinks Vanja is the one because he hid her. The logic, I think that's the logic of a woman who is just praying for the absolute best, because I don't think that at all. I don't think that a man who is hoping that you are the one is going to hide you. But I don't know. Their meeting was actually kind of cute. Actually very much cuter than Sunny's in Vegas.
Vanja!
However, they don't kiss. Vanja says a kiss would have been nice, but she does want Bozo to feel comfortable first, which is fair, but...
He's very old school, and actually that's what I love about him, because I'm used to always having guys asking for kisses and more, and he's not like that.
Bozo already has a date planned as soon as she touches down, which I think is cute. Personally, I would need some time to recover from all of that flying, the fact that we're meeting in person for the first time and what have you, but the thought is cute. And Vanja likes it as well.
If you're not too tired, I have planned for us.
I'm so glad that you planned something right off the bat. It makes me feel good.
Vanja gives all this information about physical touch and how important it is to her, and the way Bozo does not acknowledge it, like, at all. I laughed. I'm sorry.
It's so important to be able to feel the other person. Yeah.
So we are now going to cooking class.
Like, it's been kind of, I don't know. Bozo chose a cooking class as their first date since Vanja has a baking business, and I thought that was sweet. That's a cute thought.
I know she's good with cooking, cakes and so on. So that's something I think can bond us even more.
They're making saparnik, which they said consists mostly of spinach and Swiss chard. I love both of those, and they looked really good. Like, I want to try. It involves rolling out a big circle of dough, and Bozo is focused. He's so focused that when Vanja says, oh, once you do this, you're ready for marriage, he doesn't respond at all. Everybody else in the class is like laughing and, you know, huh, but he doesn't say anything. He doesn't acknowledge it. And I don't know if that's because he was so focused on the task at hand, or if it's because he's like, I'm just not going to give that any energy. I don't know. Vanja says the class is cute, romantic, and fun. She seems to be enjoying herself. She's speaking amongst the other people and asks them, you know, how long have you been together? And someone asks how she and Bozo met. Vanja says online, which they met on one of the apps where you swipe left or right, probably Tinder. Bozo says in a library. Then he says at church. Then he says at NASA station. I didn't find it funny. Explain that it's their first time meeting in person, and someone asks, well, are you officially in a relationship? Are you in between, like you guys figuring out? What's the status?
Are you like official or maybe something in between, or?
Oh, we are just nice friends.
Bozo has the nerve to say, oh, we're just nice friends. I beg your motherfucking pardon? Nice friends?
No, we're not.
Men will embarrass you. Men will embarrass you. Men will embarrass you. Because what are you saying? Are you out of your mind? I was right. This is nothing more than Bozo having a text buddy that happened to come and meet him in real life. You were the person that he went to for attention whenever he couldn't get one in real life. Bozo does not take Vanja seriously. And I'm quite sure at 41 years old, she's not into the game playing. So I personally think that she should use this as another solo trip to get her groove back and not use these 3 weeks to be with Bozo the whole time. Like, go leave him with his mother and aunt that he lives with and go have you a good ass time, girl. He has nothing to offer you except laughs, and it doesn't seem like you're getting many of those.
I know that he jokes around, but it's really hurtful. I honestly don't even know what's going on in his head. I'm speechless. I'm completely speechless.
I'd be pissed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd be super pissed. You can tell the vibes are off in the car after their cooking class. Vanja's confused as to why Bozo would say they're just friends, but she's choosing not to bring it up because she wants to enjoy their first evening together.
I literally just arrived from America, so I'm choosing not to bring this up. Maybe it was just a misunderstanding.
Let me tell you something. I don't like wasting time. I do not like wasting time. So as soon as we got to my room, he helped me get my bags into that apartment, Airbnb or whatever, what have you. We would sit down for a moment or we would stand up, his choice. We would have a very quick conversation. Is this something that you're taking seriously, and are you dating me seriously, or is this something that was just for play for you and I came here, you weren't expecting it, and so now you're overwhelmed and you don't really see a future with me actually? Let me know so I know how to move. You're looking forward to a ring. Meanwhile, he's saying you're just a friend. He didn't have to call you his girlfriend or anything like that. But damn, he could have said y'all were dating. And you know what? Bozo said something whenever he was on the way to the airport that made me go, but I chose to overlook it, which you shouldn't do. And this is why. And I thought about it again as soon as he said, oh, we're just nice friends. And it was when he said,
She got into airplane and all that way from the United States. I actually feel like I don't deserve it.
a man who says he doesn't deserve you or the things that you're doing for him is usually, we're talking like 92%, usually a red flag. I will not explain further, but don't let life teach you. Just trust me, okay? Again, it's not always a red flag. We're talking like 92% though, so. Vanja rented her own space for the duration of the 3 weeks, as you should. She wants Bozo to spend the night with her, but she's unsure of how things are gonna go, given that they're just nice friends. Bozo says having Vanja in Croatia is wonderful and it's surreal. And he's well aware that there's some awkwardness because he said they're just friends in that cooking class. I do kind of get his point by saying he doesn't want to just go off of their online connection and he wants to see if they have chemistry in person. But again, it wouldn't have hurt for you to say you're dating her.
But I also don't want to make huge step into the dark, not knowing if there is romantic chemistry there.
Vanja brought some cookies for Bozo since he said he wanted to try her baking. And it looked like she just unwrapped one of those logs of cookie dough, 2 of them actually, as thick as it was, and put them into a Ziploc bag and then just let them smush together in her hands.
I made you some cookies. Unfortunately, they traveled just like I did, and this is what you got.
Like, why are you offering this man a log of cookie dough? I would have been embarrassed, honestly, and threw it away if it were me. Like, nah, I'm not gonna be looking crazy like this. Nah. If I'm honest, he didn't seem impressed. It seemed like he was very much forcing that reaction, but who knows? I can't read him. He's awkward to me. Vanja's like, oh, I didn't give you enough gifts to bribe you to stay. It's so awkward. Like, ugh.
So not enough gifts to stay at the apartment tonight. I didn't bribe you enough. Is that what it is?
Thank you so much.
Jesus. Vanja said that Bozo isn't spending the night and understandably doesn't know what to make of things, especially since Bozo said that they're just friends.
What the heck? It feels like I might have been the fool all along. God.
You know, this is why you should have asked him. This is why you should just have the conversation instead of just acting like nothing happened. Because what the fuck are we doing? Next episode, Vanja, I guess, is holding Bozo's feet to the fire and saying that she doesn't think that they're just friends. Rightfully so. She asks Bozo if he feels as if there's been chemistry so far, and of course we get a cliffhanger answer.
But I don't think we're just friends. Has there been chemistry so far?
In a, how to say, romantic way?
Girl, break up with him today. It's not even a breakup. You're not in a relationship. I don't know why you think that you are, but you're not. Let him go. Be done with him today. Go have your little solo trip for this next 3 weeks. Have you a ball. Maybe find a nice retiree and settle down with him. Because, no ma'am. Rayne and Chidi are back. Why? How did we get here? Does she not sound like a teenager whenever she says these things that she thinks are deep? Is it just me that thinks that?
It's just the worst day of my life. He let his ways and his false faith come between, and that's where we're sitting.
Rayne is waxing philosophical by the window. She says she asked, who was calling me? Don't. She says she asked Chidi to move into the hotel room with her, and it turned into the entire family being against her. You a liar, bitch, because Bernard was trying to be nice to you. Don't lie on my boy. Rayne says that she wishes they never fought and that she could still be with Chidi. The thing is, Rayne, you tried to force his hand. You tried to force him into what you wanted, and look where it got you. Exactly where you deserve to be honest. Like, I'm tired. Rayne starts crying because she feels like this is the end of their relationship and not a single emotion stirs within me. Cry harder, bitch.
It hurt.
Rayne says she's been hurt a lot in the past, including her romantic relationships. She says when she was about 3 months pregnant with her daughter, the father one night gave her a hug, goodbye, and left and was never seen again. I'm not laughing at the fact that that happened to her. I'm laughing at the fact that men are fucking insane. Because what do you mean?
When I was about 3 months pregnant, Lexi's father literally just one night just gave me a hug goodbye and never, ever, ever came back.
He told her, I'ma holler at you. Not really. Good luck though, both of y'all. And left. Sick, insane behavior. Rayne says the other men that she dealt with had issues like drug use and there was no love or connection there. Was it just them with the use? Or is that how y'all met? I'm not alleging anything. I want to make that clear. I just want to know. Some things that she does, if you were a user, it would make things make a lot more sense. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Rayne says she wants to leave, but she feels like something is spiritually holding her there. Girl, that is nothing but the producers telling you to hold on, wait a few days, let us see if Chidi will film. Let's see if Chidi will film with you again.
I want to leave in the back of my mind, but something won't let me. Something else is holding me.
Like, please get a grip, okay? Chidi, on the other hand, is heartbroken. He's torn because he believes he's partially responsible for the way Rayne acted. I don't know how, but he does say that the disrespect that she had toward his family is unacceptable. Chidi goes to speak with Victoria and Bernard asks, what's the current status of you and Rayne's relationship given everything that happened? And Chidi says it's not a matter of if he wants her to come back, because he does want her to come back.
I don't think it's a matter of if I want her back, because that's my utmost desire.
For her to come back?
Yes.
Bernard says he's concerned, and thank you, Bernard, because I'm concerned too. Bernard explains that he and Victoria love and care for Chidi very much, but they do not understand why he wants that crazy ass lady back.
What I want to know is this: why would you want to pull yourself through all this? What actually? Because I'm not sure I'm getting it.
You see why Bernard is amongst my favorites this season? Exactly. Chidi says he feels more than affection for Rayne. He feels compassion for her as well. Rayne shared all about her past toxic relationships with Chidi, and whenever he heard that, he told her that he would always be there for her.
I promised her that I will always
be there for her.
Yes, be there for her.
Some promises, I'm so sorry, some promises are just meant to be broken. Like, he says since he's blind, he understands how love and compassion from someone else can help to lift one's soul. He's too kind for his own good. Victoria says when a man is in love, he can forget many things, and she's concerned that Chidi has forgotten all of the pains that he's dealt with throughout this relationship.
My concern is how easily you could forget the pains you've been through.
Victoria asks Chidi if he's willing to give up his family due to the type of war mentality that Rayne has. She feels like it's, them against everyone instead of them all being one family. And Victoria says he needs to ask her that before he considers continuing his relationship with Rayne. Victoria's concern for Chidi is past palpable. You can see how much concern she has for her brother because he's dealing with this absolute lunatic. Victoria says she will step aside and get out of the way if that's what Chidi wants. She's seen how important Rayne is to him, and she doesn't want to be in the way. She wants Chidi to have love and to have a wife and family. So she has to let him explore it.
When whatever comes, I will support him. I will still be for him, but I won't stand in the way.
Ma'am, keep him away from her. Look, you're doing the right thing. Men have ended up on 48 Hours and other true crime shows dealing with women who are less crazy. Why are we watching Rayne wash her clothes and sniff her socks?
My sock smells good.
It's Renee's second day in the hotel, and she and Chidi have texted a few times, unfortunately. Renee says she's continuously asked Chidi to come to the hotel so that they can talk about things, but he hasn't come over. She says every night that passes, she waits for him by the hotel room door, and the only thing I could think of is her standing there like Nosferatu. And I'm sure Renee just looks like the worst sleep paralysis demon anyone ever encountered. Imagine waking up and Renee is standing next to your bedroom door just staring at you. Imagine. Terrifying. Chidi is sad and needs someone to talk to, so he meets up with his best friend Christian. They met at the blind school that Chidi attended, and Christian is partially sighted, so he helped Chidi a lot whenever he was first getting started.
He's partially.
Christian asks how it's been having Renee around, and Chidi says it's been great, but it hasn't been perfect. Chidi explains to Christian about how Renee gave him the ultimatum about a hotel room and seemed like she was fixated on Victoria, because she was, like a weirdo.
She doesn't like how my sister comes around. She was specifically fixating on my sister.
Christian says that Chidi talks about Renee all the time. He even knows about her from whenever they were in school together. But even after all this time, he doesn't understand why Chidi loves Renee.
I can't actually say why he loves Renee. He says certain things that are very strange. Like sometimes he talks about demons. He says scary things.
This is what I'm stuck on and have been stuck on for the longest, even past all of the things that she's done and the way that she talks to him. Nigerians do not play about demons and sorcery and witchcraft, any of that stuff. How the hell did Chidi convince himself, Victoria, Bernard, everybody to go along with this crazy lady staying in their household? That's just not culturally, that's just not played with. Like, she believes that at least that she has demonic forces within her. How did we get here? I'm so confused. Oh my God. Chidi says he knows how Renee can be, but he at least expected her to be able to compose herself whenever Victoria and Bernard were around, but we see exactly how that went. Christian asks Chidi how he intends on moving forward. Chidi says he loves Renee, and Christian's like, okay, and that's fine, but let's consider if you move in with this woman.
Do you think you can manage her temperament, especially moving in with her or she moving in with you? Especially you. You know your condition.
Chidi's like, I'm cool, calm, and collected, and that bitch loves to scream, holler, and be mad. Chidi loves Renee, and it's very obvious. Christian says if it's not working, be honest with her, let her go. Be done. Chidi becomes so impassioned, like...
You think it's that easy?
I know it's not.
Someone you love, someone you've vowed to always be there for, someone you need to support and care for.
Chidi, you can love that lady till the cows come home, but you can't love the crazy out of her. You can't love her back into this dimension with the rest of us. You just can't. You're not that powerful, I'm sorry. Christian tells Chidi, look, letting her go is the best deal for both of you. It ain't working.
Talk to her. Let her understand that she has to move on for the both of you is good. Especially you.
Especially you. They cut to Renee in lingerie, which I'm not showing clips of because they got me fucked up. Anyway, she's feeling herself because Chidi reached out to her and asked her if they can meet up tomorrow. She's thinking it's because he wants to make up and get back together. Girl, he's gonna be done with you. For God! For God! She says she knows Chidi would never let her walk away. Then cut to the next episode where she's being more disrespectful than ever.
I see you're sucking your sister's tits. Are you sharing the milk or what?
Chidi, be done with her.
She just says anything that comes to her head.
I've been saying this. Renee is so disrespectful and literally says anything that she thinks will get up under your skin. Please be done with this lady. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. You hear how much she's drained me through just this segment? Tired. Niles and Matilda is still the only couple I'm rooting for, but I don't know how much longer there'll be a couple. So there's that. Last episode, the proposal was cute, but then to see Matilda try to hold it together
I'm not okay at all. I feel like dying right now.
And then to see Niles try to convince her that he told her something different, it's extremely upsetting to your girl. Niles says he wants to give Matilda the best he can, and it just hasn't been enough time to get to know her. I agree. However, I also didn't set false expectations. So there's that. Producers are running after Matilda, asking her if this is the first time that Niles ever mentioned that he can't get married on this trip. And she says yes, he's never said anything like that. And I 1000% believe her. I absolutely do.
Is this your first time hearing anything about me not wanting to get married?
Yes, it is my first time. I don't know what is going on right now.
She goes back to the van and asks to go home, and I am livid. Let me tell you, she was riding on such a high from earlier that day, being proposed to, having her new ring, thinking that she's about to go into her knocking day, into her marriage and everything else. And she had the rug like swept from under her, legs swept from under her. He basically said, "Gotcha, we're not getting married yet, silly goose, you knew better." I cannot imagine. Matilda's face had sadness, shame, and anger written all over it. I felt so bad for her. I truly cannot imagine like having myself, my feelings or whatever built up so much and then to be dropped on my ass like that. And she's handling it so well, if we're honest. Like, she's not being loud and yelling or any of that. She is crying to herself, poor thing, in the van. Let's talk. When Niles walked up and said, "Oh, you're in the van,"
Oh, you're in the van.
the way I would have absolutely lost my shit, let me tell you. Because what the fuck do you mean? Why are you acting like you were running around here looking for me high and low? You walk straight to this van after telling me devastating news and then act like you're relieved that I'm here. You're in the van. Get the fuck out of here. Now. If not, you're in danger. Get far away from me. Matilda's face is covered in tears and she's asking Niles, please don't talk to me right now. Please don't talk to me right now. And I 1000% understand.
Please don't talk to me right now. Please don't talk to me right now. Please. I need to go to the hotel.
Matilda asks, what is she supposed to tell her family, her friends, her pastors, everybody all the 200 people that are coming for this wedding? And Niles somehow pisses me off further. I'm fully on Matilda's side, not his. Like,
At the risk of everything going horribly wrong here, I have one very major question to ask you. Did you ever hear me say I agreed to get married on this trip?
You didn't tell me you couldn't. You let me sit here and plan a wedding and have been doing so for months, if not months, weeks. And you were well aware and you allowed me to continue to do so after you proposed to me over the phone. Would you like a left hook or a right one at this point? Because you got me fucked up. Like, I would not be able to hold it together. You proposed to me. You allowed me to plan an entire wedding comprised of over 200 people. You allowed me to share those wedding details with you happily for months. And now you have the nerve to be like, well, did I tell you explicitly that I could get married on this trip? You're about to face a funeral on it. Honestly. Niles, you are not that fucking clueless to not know that you are omitting information. Period, point blank. I don't give a damn. You went along with everything she said and did to prepare. This is all on you, Niles. Do not piss me off further. Because, oh my gosh.
Are you joking with me or what?
So
Or is it a prank or what? I don't get it.
Exactly, sister, exactly. What are you playing at? Why are you playing with me? Niles says he told Matilda that he couldn't get married on this trip. And she says, when?
Matilda, I told you that I couldn't get married on this trip.
When did you tell me that?
I told you that over the phone. I told you that over the phone.
When?
Matilda tells Niles to stop lying, and he says he's not lying. She says, so I'm the liar right now, right? Niles says no one's accusing her of lying, but you absolutely are if you're saying that what she said is not the truth. Like,
so many times.
You didn't tell me that. Stop lying. What's that? Right now, I'm the one who's lying, right?
I didn't say you were lying.
in their talking head, Matilda asks Niles why he came to Ghana and says that they both understood when he came to Ghana, it was to, so that they could get married.
You told me that we will get married on this trip.
I said we will plan that on this trip.
You didn't say that, please, you didn't say that.
Yeah, I remember saying that.
Niles said he didn't come to get married on this trip. He came to meet her and get to know her. This would be my breaking point, because why are you sitting here lying on my great name when you are in the wrong? Matilda says, you got here Saturday, yes? So you waited 5 whole ass days to tell me that you couldn't get married to me? You waited until the night before we're supposed to go back to my hometown to do all this wedding stuff to tell me that you can't get married on this trip? Right. This is an excuse.
When I got here, I was just so happy to see you.
Got me fucked up, stupid hoe, stupid bitch.
Niles says he thought he was clear about not getting married on this trip, and I call absolute BS. He never said that he told Matilda he can't get married, and he would have mentioned it. In fact, his entire story line up to this point has been, I can't get married on this trip, and she doesn't know that yet, so I have to tell her. So why are you trying to switch it up now? It warmed my heart when the producer called Niles out for his bullshit. I was so happy.
It just doesn't go with what you told me before, Niles, which is you told me that you knew she was planning a wedding and that you had not expressed to her that you weren't ready to get married yet.
The producer says there were plenty of times Matilda told you about the things that she was planning for this wedding, and not only did you not say anything, you didn't stop her. Ding, ding, fucking ding.
If you were clear about that with Matilda, why then do you think she was still planning a wedding? Niles.
I don't want to hear that this is masking either. I call fucking bullshit. As your fellow autistic person, I call absolute bullshit on that. You're just lying.
This is an example of how I struggle with these kind of social skills. Sometimes I don't know when I go into a mode where I just don't tell the full truth.
Niles says he does this so that people don't become angry, but sir, there are times when anger is a necessary and correct emotion. Like, you just can't go through life not making anyone angry. If you can, bravo, I don't know how the hell you're doing it. Probably a lot of lying. Niles is begging Matilda to talk to him. They're back at their hotel now. She doesn't want to talk to you. Leave her alone.
Matilda, talk to me.
Niles finally admits to his lie, and I'm glad, because it was driving me fucking insane.
I had multiple opportunities to come clean. Every time the wedding was brought up in the past, there was a chance for me to set things straight. I just didn't.
Niles tells Matilda that he made a very bad mistake. He says he should have just told her, but they were so happy that he didn't want to ruin the moment. Guess how you cannot ruin the moment? Set proper expectations. Exactly. That's how you do it. As a fellow autistic person, I know the necessity of knowing what you're getting into before you get into it. Even so far as going to search the menu for a restaurant that you're going to, so that you know what you want to order beforehand. It's to that point for us, for people like us, right? So please explain to me how you fail to set proper expectations here. Right. Matilda asks Niles when he'll be ready to get married to her, and he starts giving her all these other details that do not pertain to the question she asked, but she's a quick learner, because she's like, answer the question I asked you.
When are you ready to get married to me? They will ask you that, when are you ready to get married to me? So what are you going to tell them?
I'm going to tell them when. I will have to.
Good for you. Matilda says she needs a minute, and Niles pisses me off by following her and not giving her a little bit of space? You know you have done wrong. Please let her be for like 5 minutes. Niles was hoping that just doing the knocking ceremony would be a good compromise since it's basically like their official engagement, but he doesn't know if Matilda will be okay with doing that at this point. Niles then tells Matilda she's seen a first-hand example of masking. Bro, I just... This is making me so angry. I get it to a certain extent. I understand masking thoroughly. I've lived the life. But you're not going to tell me that masking caused you to lie about having a full-ass wedding ceremony. It's just not going to happen. You'll never convince me of that. You were not masking. You were just outright lying. My thing is, how is she supposed to be able to trust you as her husband, her partner, as the father of her children? How is she supposed to trust anything that you say? I wouldn't even be, she can't even trust you as a boyfriend because you let something of this magnitude ride for months. And the day before you're supposed to start the process, ceremonies, what have you, that's when you decide to be honest. Nah. It'd be a big no for me. Niles asks dumbass questions saying, is this something that you would want me to tell you outright? What the fuck do you think?
Would that have been something that you would have liked if I had just said that outright?
Look at the whole ass argument y'all just had and the tears and her heartbreak from the fallout, and you tell me, do you think that's something that she would have wanted to know from the get-go? What do you think, Niles? I thought because you're a man, that doesn't mean you have to be stupid. That's what you said. That's what you said. Okay. Matilda says she's hurt, but she understands Niles a bit better now and understands that sometimes Niles can't fully communicate due to his autism. Maybe can't fully communicate, sure. Lying, no ma'am. Don't accept that. Matilda asks Niles to tell her mother whenever they make it to her hometown that they'll be married soon. They just won't be getting married on this trip. And do y'all remember Matilda's mom at the beginning of the season? You remember how she was like, if y'all get married this time around? Matilda explains that usually the wedding happens ASAP after the knocking ceremony, so she's not sure if they're gonna accept that. So Niles has to tell Matilda's entire family that he wants to postpone the wedding. Love that for him. That's what you get.
Lord have mercy.
Last episode.
Pra ele tá com tanta sede, eu pode. Parecendo que tá morrendo.
I have nothing to add because I once again don't even understand how we got here. Ingrid, you're younger than I am. Why the hell are you dealing with this? Like, girl. Ew. Brian comes over to Ingrid's house so he can meet her parents because before they go out of town tomorrow.
Before we leave Gurupi, I asked Ingrid if she can arrange something with her parents so we can finally meet.
Stop trying to make yourself fit into this woman's life. I'm tired. And I'm sure she is too. Ingrid's dad is not coming to meet Brian. Brian feels like Ingrid's father is avoiding him. He is. He absolutely is.
From what I heard from Ingrid, he probably has preconceived notions about me because of my disability. And I don't think that's fair at all.
I want to know what the preconceived notions are supposed to be. Like, does Brian think it's straight up ableism, or is there something culturally that I'm missing? Because somebody acting like this simply off the strength of you being in a wheelchair, very weird behavior. Ingrid says her father may have used work as an excuse not to meet Brian because he doesn't approve of internet relationships. Is that what he's supposedly so ignorant about? If so, please tell Brian, because I'm tired of him thinking everybody doesn't like him because he's in a wheelchair. It's not because of that. It's because you fucking suck as a person. Okay? Maybe some introspection. If everyone else is the problem, maybe the problem isn't everyone else. Ingrid says her mother agreed to meet Brian because Ingrid begged her to, but Ingrid is nervous because her mother isn't open-minded and she has her own hangups just like her father does.
Esse é o Brian, mãe.
Oi, senhora.
Meu namorado.
Presente primeiro, abraço
Essa é a
primeiro.
Luísa.
Brian has gifts for everyone, doesn't he? It would be sweet if it were genuine. Louisa, Ingrid's mother, is not saying a word to him.
Então, senhora, seu...
Brian asks if Ingrid's father is working today. I don't know why he's confirming this information. They've already told him that, but she just says, yeah.
Seu esposo tá trabalhando hoje?
Tá.
They say Ingrid's father is even more reserved, and I'm wondering how. Is he mute by choice? Because if not, how could he be any more reserved than her? Clearly all the disdain is aimed at Brian, but it high-key feels like it's aimed at me too. Just it's radiating off this lady. I don't see how he stayed to eat. Honestly, I think I would have left. I would have made an excuse and said my goodbyes and gotten the hell out of there. Brian asks Ingrid's mother what Ingrid's father does for work, and he gets maybe 5 more words out of her. Then he's like, well, you know, I came all this way from the U.S. in a wheelchair to visit your daughter, so how about she comes to visit me next time?
Eu cheguei bem longe aqui, no Brasil, na cadeira de roda, e tal, eu acho que ela pode entrar algum dia, né?
Dry is an understatement for how Louisa is being. That lady does not like Brian at all, and she's not shy about showing it. She's kind of like me in that way. Brian goes outside to wait on the food, and he doesn't know if Louisa is being standoffish because he's in a wheelchair or if because he's in another country. I humbly offer a third option. Maybe it's just because she can tell you're full of shit. Ingrid's done with the food, and everyone goes outside to eat, everyone being Ingrid and Brian, but not Louisa. Ingrid's mama says she doesn't want to eat anymore. She don't have an appetite.
Não quer comer mais não, ela passou a fome. Quer não.
She won't even come sit with them outside. She's inside washing dishes rather than be in Brian's company any longer.
A bicha é bruta. Não, mãe, vem aqui, senta aqui, pelo menos um pouquinho.
Não.
Brian is super offended, as anyone would be, but he sucks, so I don't care. He says that he and Ingrid have been through a lot on this trip, and this is the last thing that they need. I agree, but hopefully it makes her break up with you quicker. Ingrid feels bad because her mom is not trying with Brian at all.
Minha mãe tá fazendo zero esforço com o Brian e eu tô me sentindo muito mal com isso.
Louisa says that she nor Ingrid's father approve of this relationship. The producers are praising her and asking her if it's because Brian is in a wheelchair. She says, no, I don't have any prejudices because of that. He's trying to take our only baby girl away from us to another country. So, no, she needs to be here with us.
Não é preconceito de nada, não. Mas o que ela vai arrumar outro lá do outro país pra casar? Só tem tem que ficar perto de nós.
Brian asked Ingrid if she told her mother about them going out of town the next day. Ingrid's mama says the most she has said this entire time.
Mas se o pai dela tivesse falado pro pai dela tivesse vindo deixar, não.
Then she says, you're lucky he's not here, and laughs. And I mean a good hearty chuckle, too.
Der foi sorte ele não vir. Der foi sorte seu pai não vir.
Ingrid says that it's so bad and her father is so strict that sometimes she has to lie and say she's going to an esthetician's class out of town. You are 32, living in your own home, with 2 of your own children. Girl, and also your father, if y'all don't get a fucking grip, be real. Be so for real right now.
Desculpa a palavra, mas eu tenho que ficar mentindo às vezes assim, vou fazer um curso da estética, tal, pra não poder sair.
Brian says the same thing. He says you're too old to be lying to your daddy about what you're doing and where you're going and what you got going on. And broken clocks are right twice a day.
She's got to be her own woman. She has 2 children. Come on. Dad doesn't need to be telling her where she can go and not go.
After Brian leaves, Ingrid tells her mom, oh, you should have at least tried with Brian. And she laughs and says, I didn't want to. Ingrid is concerned that, what if she ever marries Brian? How is she going to bridge that gap? Girl, you're never going to marry that man. Don't be worried. I don't have anything to add from Loren Faith's previous episode because they were just traveling. Actually, I'm lying. There is the matter of Loren being a bottom.
You miss girls? No, I'm usually bottom. Huh? I don't bottom.
When Loren said that, I was so perplexed, and so was Faith.
Really? Yeah.
Try to say bottom. You're bottom.
Faith, is hilarious.
So, how do we do sex? Oh, nga tayo parehas, girl. Waiting tayo.
Loren says he can top if that's what Faith prefers, but I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I feel like he would try to convince her to top him, along with everything else he's trying to convince her of. We are a lot into the LGBTQ, like, lexicon right now. Fast forward to the current episode. They're spending a day in the water before they go to meet Faith's family the next day. Faith still doesn't know if she can trust Loren, but is trying to be open-minded about their relationship. Some big sister advice that you didn't ask for? Don't. You don't need to be open-minded about your boundaries. Loren asked Faith about her family and, basically her backstory. When Faith's father passed away, Faith's mother was unable to work because her twin siblings were only 2 years old. So she and her 2 older siblings decided that they were going to go and work.
My 2 older siblings, including me, all decided to work, but I'm the only one to go to Manila.
Listening to Faith talk about having to move to Manila on her own at 13, working there, finishing high school on her own, while working, I truly pray that her real life Prince Charming comes around with some heavy pockets so she can truly focus on just enjoying the rest of her life. Like, she's more than earned it. She deserves that. She seems like such a sweet person. Of course, we only get to see a glimpse of her through our screens, but I don't think she's just seemingly a good person. I broke down when Faith says she hopes her family is proud of her, because girl, how can they not be? I don't know you. I only know you through the TV, and hell, I'm proud of you. Loren says he loves how much Faith worked hard for her family and he wants to be part of that. Faith doesn't look like she believes him, and I don't either.
Help your mom, help your family, get your brothers through school. We'll figure it out. True teamwork.
Yeah.
I don't think Loren knows anything about hard work at all, or wants to. Loren is still meeting Faith's family tomorrow, and he's asking, are you going to tell them what I did? And Faith's like, well, we're all really close, and I tell them everything, so I'm not sure. And Loren's like, well, that's going to be a whole thing if you tell them. So, you made it that way, fuck you. Take your consequences. You shouldn't have been fucking around. You shouldn't have been lying. You should have been honest. Loren is nervous, and rightfully so. Hopefully they tell her that you're the devil and to stay away from you. Let's talk about Bea and Sonny and their fallout, because I'm still laughing at her stupid ass plan. Again, Bea traveled all this way to be an asshole. They wake up together the next morning, and it's way more affectionate than it was the night before.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You look cute.
Thank you so much. You too.
Sonny said that Bea's legs felt like chicken legs, and I screamed so loud.
It was really amazing cuddling with you all night, even though you said that my legs were like chicken legs.
Take it as a compliment and take it as like your boyfriend is getting to know something new.
How is she supposed to take that as a compliment, Sonny? Is this payback for her not eating the curry? Be honest. Sonny wants to take Bea out for the day, and he goes to get her a chai while she gets ready. I'm quite sure the producers told him to scram and find something to do for 15 to 30 minutes, and so she could sneak on the phone with her actual man, Rory.
Hi, Rory.
Hey, what's up? You're alive.
Yeah, I don't have long. Sonny just ran out to...
She tells him about the hotel room and how Sonny made things all romantic and how it's really sweet. She also says she feels so guilty for not telling Sonny about Rory.
He made it really romantic, put rose petals.
That's cool.
It was just being so sweet. So now I just feel really bad and really guilty for not telling him about you.
Bea says this is all too much for Sonny to handle because he's so jealous, and she just wants them all to be cool with each other. Do you though? If you really wanted them to be cool with each other, I don't think Rory would have commented rude things on Sonny's pictures. If you really wanted them to be cool with each other, I think you would have worked to bridge the gap between them and explained exactly your relationship with Rory so Sonny would know that there's nothing to worry about. Bea says things are going so well that maybe she just shouldn't tell Sonny that Rory is there. Girl.
Everything's going so well, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't tell him.
He's probably gonna be jealous, but you would be wrong not to tell him.
What has Sonny done in the past? They keep alluding to him losing his temper and all this other stuff. Say exactly what he did. Vaya gets off the phone with her real man by the time her South African side piece comes back with her child. They head out and Sonny takes Vaya for a gondola ride. And during the ride, Vaya's like, is there anything I could ever do to make you change how you feel about me? And she says it in this super ominous way. So he's like, no? Is there something that you need to tell me? She's like, no.
Can you tell me something?
No. Fast forward to 2 hours later, child.
No. You're playing with me.
We see a screen that says, during a break in filming, Sonny saw Vaya's phone and saw a picture of Vaya and Rory on the way to South Africa.
What the Vaya? You bring your ex here in Devon. You out of your mind.
Girl, how stupid can you be? Sonny, stop. Don't follow me. I don't even want to see your fucking face. Stop. Don't even fucking touch me. Go touch your ex-boyfriend. I only brought him for support. What type of support? What the fuck support are you talking about?
I don't even see your face.
Stop.
Don't even touch me. Go touch your ex-boyfriend.
I only brought him for support.
What type of support? What the support you talking about?
I'm sorry. A dumb is hilarious. It is absolutely going into my lexicon. You're being a dumb right now.
You make me to feel like I'm a dumb right now.
Did y'all notice that Sonny still was in the car with her, held the car door for her, like making sure she got out okay and stuff, packed his stuff up and said, there's the key, I'm out. Like, if only he would have stood on business. That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing. That would have been an amazing conclusion. Like, fuck your tears. You know you was wrong. Here, you can stay in this room that I so graciously got us. Fuck you, I'm gone, bye.
He does not want to see me. He wants nothing to do with me.
You've been through a lot in your life. If you tried opening up to him a little bit, I think that would probably be a good start.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I had fun. I hope you did as well. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, see you shortly.